and friends. I made one final last shop before I left Canada, and that was to Walmart, of all places. I had heard about Walmart yarn, and in fact, I think that was the last place I bought yarn in Canada before I moved to Germany. Still have some mandala cakes left. Just recently used one that I had bought, oh, it must have been 8 years ago, because I had bought it for Frederick when we thought he was a girl, and then sort of kept the project together. And then I had a great niece, and I made her a baby blanket with it. And so there's kind of a special place in my heart for Walmart yarn. But we had gone to a huge Walmart because we were told they had sort of a souvenir section, and we were looking for a postcard and some things to bring back that, you know, Canadian themed for people who are doing things like taking care of our dogs and cats while we were away. And I thought I'd get to check out the yarn there because it's a huge Walmart, 3 stories, and there was almost no yarn in that Walmart. It was like not even half of an aisle, and it looked like a bomb had gone off. There was almost no ball bands on the yarn. It was really, and so I actually asked, I said, what's going on? Because it was almost entirely blanket yarn. And as I said, it was just a mess. And she said, we're cleaning it out because we're going to put the back to school stuff and what was the yarn section, and we're moving the yarn section. And she's like, so come back in 2 weeks and there'll be a nice yarn section. I was kind of like, yeah, leaving in 48 hours. So that wasn't going to happen. But on our very last night, I ran into a Walmart looking for, I don't even remember. I don't remember what it was, but it's a Walmart that I remember as not being very good, very messy, very almost dirty. And so I was just trying to grab something. I don't even remember what it was. And it had been completely redone. It was beautiful, quiet, and hardly anybody shopping there. It was such a contrast to the other one. And they had a very lovely yarn section. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what they had. I didn't do too much filming or talking inside the Walmart because I had my whole family waiting for me to just run in and grab whatever it was I was in there waiting in the car. So I couldn't really take my time. But I found a bunch of things that I thought I was going to have to go home without seeing or finding, so I found them. So just take a look at this Walmart, and then I will show you what I bought. have my box of Walmart goodies sitting here on my lap, and we just got back last night. I'm not quite sure what time zone I'm in or what country I'm in or any of that, but I still have them packaged from the way I put them together to come back. Ziploc bags are incredibly difficult to find in Germany, so I made liberal use of them in my packing. They're great for school lunches and stuff that I can reuse them and seal them. And so, yeah, each ball of yarn came back in its own Ziploc bag so I could stockpile. But I found Colorama Halo, which was really very much at the top of my list. I thought I wanted to make a sweater out of it. If you've seen my Michaels haul, then you know I actually bought Karen cloud cakes to do it instead, because I just was striking out with Colorama Halo. I had some family members coming in from the United States for Mom's birthday, and I asked all of them to look for it. None of them had any luck. So I thought, I'm leaving without even seeing or feeling this yarn that I've been hankering for a year. And I found it in Walmart in this really pretty teal color. Totally not one of the colors that I was choosing when I was telling people, please, if you see it, pick it up. I need this much because I was looking for a sweater quantity. They had all of the colors, and this was the one that my eye just kept pulling to, you know? That chemistry connection that you have when, well, it's been a long time since I've been dating, but that, you know, what makes this one stand out over that one, it's just a chemistry thing. It's just the thing that pulls you. So I had the chemistry with this. And the colorway is called Bluestone Frost. Oh, I like its name too. Yes, I just have chemistry with this particular. But I had already bought my sweaters quantity, and I'm at that stage of life where you're always warm. So even in the winter, I don't really want a whole lot of bulky sweaters. But you can do the warm to hot thing. Some of you ladies know what I'm talking about. Some of you younger ladies will. So I thought, okay, I can make like a nice wrap that I can just sort of have around the house with it. So I got 2 balls because they are 8 ounces. What is that? Is that like 200 grams? I think something around there. Oh, keep looking, Ellen. It's written right beside the 8 ounces. That's 227 grams. I was in the ballpark. So 481 yards or 440 meters. Read the whole line. 71% acrylic, 18% nylon, 11% polyester. It's really sort of furry and fluffy. Many of you have probably already seen this. It's not new. I love this perfect phasing that Caron has. Sort of that seamless transition in their color fade. I just think it's really, really very beautiful. And so that is one of the reasons I've been looking for these Caron Colorama Halo. That was the one that I knew, but I see that they have it on the cloud cakes, which is what I bought at Michael's, one of the things. And some of the other cakes have this now as well. And I really love that. So that was part of the appeal. I like the furriness, but it doesn't seem to have any scratch. Sometimes that furry fuzzy can come with scratch, but I don't feel that on these Caron cakes. They are recommending a 6.5 millimeter hook because they are calling it a bulky 5. Now that's, I'm certain, because of the halo. The string itself is not particularly thick. The string itself is probably a 3-weight. But then I guess when you add in the fluff and the fuzz and all of that good stuff, it bulks it up. It does say machine washable and dryable, which you know I love. I love to see that on yarn. And you hardly ever see it here in Europe. So I'm particularly interested in that part. And so I got 2 balls thinking I can make a pretty decent wrap with that, especially if I use the 6.5 that's recommended. So that's my Colorama Halo. And then this guy was the only mandala that seemed to be left on the shelf. There did seem to be a section for quite a few mandala cakes. This is the bag that it came in. I didn't even feel it. I just decided, I know that I enjoy the mandala. I like the colorway. I haven't had this one before. And I think it was 12 Canadian dollars and something. And I went, I can't go wrong for that. Oh, it's nice. Lovely. Meowth. Meowth. Okie dokie then. That's the colorway name. It's very pretty. It's kind of neutrals in the pink realm. So with the white and the beiges going out to a very neutral brown. And then these pinks tones that in this configuration also kind of fit into the neutrals. But it's a lovely big, it's called a bonus bundle, a mandala bonus bundle. You're probably more familiar with these than I am, especially if you're in North America. This was the first time I had seen one. And as I said, the mandala section in this Walmart, I don't know if there'd just been a sale or something, but it was pretty cleared out. And I saw this and I'm like, oh, there's only one left. And I could see this, I'm like, oh, it's kind of ripped up. And then I saw the colorway and I'm like, hey, that actually works for me. And it was just so inexpensive that I thought, okay, let's give it a go, because it's 300 grams for 180 meters or 10.5 ounces for 1,181 yards. It's machine washable and dryable. I just want to do a happy dance when I see that on yarn. And it's 100% acrylic, made in Turkey. It's classified as a 3-weight. I would agree with that. Yeah. I would agree with that for sure. Recommending a 5mm hook or 3.75mm knitting needles. And yeah, it's saying that even within the same dye lot, the colors may vary a bit, and that is part of the charm of this yarn. I like that spin. I like that spin. You know that I don't tend to be too fussy about these things. I figure even if I've got different dye lots in there, I can work with it just the way, just sort of turn it into a natural striping or something, which this yarn already does. So, but I only got 1 ball. As I said, there was only 1 ball. I bought all the mandala in the entire Walmart. But I have, as I said, I have enjoyed working with this yarn before. And it just seemed like such a good deal that it needed to come home with me. So it did. And something I have never purchased, but have heard a lot about, is I bought myself 1 ball of Mainstay acrylic yarn. I've often heard it compared to Super Saver, but I've heard several YouTubers say that they prefer it to Super Saver, and it does feel a little softer. It's been a long time since I touched and squished and played with Super Saver, and I made sure to, get that feel memory while I was there. But I thought, okay, let me check out some Mainstay acrylic. And I went with what is kind of an unusual colorway for me, but it just seemed really fun. I wasn't super excited. I'll be honest. I wasn't super excited about the Mainstay acrylic. You know, there are just nicer feeling ones on the market. With acrylic, my main focus is softness. And this does just seem to have a little more scratch. It is definitely softer than most of the Super Savers that I touched and picked up. In another haul, I did pick up the all-in-one Granny Square, which people say is softer than the average Super Saver. I didn't really find that myself. But this is softer than all of the Super Savers that I touched. And so I thought, okay, let me see what it's like to work with. I like to see things and feel things and try them out for myself. And I thought, well, this is really just fun. There's a picture of it worked up there. And so a skein here is 5 ounces, which comes out to 141.7 grams for 285 yards or 260 meters. It's a medium 4. Okay. It seems to me to be on the thinner side of a 4. A thinner worsted, but yeah, if you wanted to call it a 3, I'd say it would be a fat 3. So it's on that border, you know, is it a thin 4? Is it a fat 3? I don't know. They say it's a 4, so I go with that. As I said, it's 100% acrylic. We've got some gauge charts for both knitting and crochet. I don't know if you can see them there. Hopefully, let's see what else. Recommends a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook and same for knitting needles. They say there's a pattern inside the label, but it doesn't tell us for what. The yarn is made in India for Walmart. And this particular colorway is called Neon Stripe. And once again, machine washable and dryable, which I just love. Love, love, love that. I love to see that. And then I bought one last one. And yeah, I felt it. That's the problem. I felt it. And I found it was so inexpensive. It was, I don't know, just over $5 Canadian, which once I translate that into euros, I know that's not very much money. I don't know what it is because I'm terrible at doing that, but I know that that's not so much money. And I bought Koboo. Now my reservations here is I know that this yarn is famous for splitting. It's a cotton rayon blend. Rayon comes from bamboo. So that's the ko from cotton, boo from bamboo, Koboo. It is 3.5 ounces, which is 100 grams for 232 yards or 212 meters. They're saying it's a 3 weight. I agree with that completely. And recommending 4 millimeter knitting needles and crochet hooks. It is 51% cotton, 49% rayon. And I bought 3 colors in it. This one is Bayberry. And this one is Coal. And one more. Packed it in my Ziplocs. Denim. So the color combo that I've picked is this. I'm not 100% sure what I will do with it. Probably some kind of summer shawl. which probably won't even get used this year. But again, it says machine wash, tumble dry. It is luscious. I mean, the squish on it is just like, it's like doing a little squish dance. Squishy, squishy, squish. It got me. I had no intention of buying Koboo. Having watched others talk about it and what it was like to work with, I had no intention of buying it. And I picked it up and I did the squish, squish, squish. And yeah, 3 balls of it ended up in my basket. Actually, I didn't have a basket because I was only running in for one thing. So I'm walking around Walmart like this. But yeah, it turned out to be a great Walmart with some really fun things. And I'm pleased with all of it so far. Looking forward to working with it and seeing what it's like to work with. My husband is standing over here going, we need to go. So I'm going to say goodbye to you, my yarn friends. If you like this, subscribe and hit the notification so you can not miss any of my shopping trips. I do other stuff too, so stick around, check out some of that. And we can keep chatting about yarn because I love to do it, even when I'm supposed to be going out to do other things. So until next time, have fun with your yarn. I'll see you then.